let's just walk through a couple problems that you have from your homework and make sure we're okay with getting those set up and factored all the way. So I want to make sure we're at least taking into account the negatives. But for starters, let's look at number 9. So I'm going to do 2. You only had 4, so let's look at number 9. 9 says 3d squared plus 23d plus 14. Now, if you need to, right, you can obviously use a calculator to help you with finding the multiples, with finding what they add up to. But our first step when we're going to factor a trinomial is we're going to multiply a times c. So we're going to take 3 times 14, which gives us 42. Okay, then we want to start thinking of numbers that multiply to make 42. So we have 1 times 42, 2 times 21, 3 times 14, 4 times nothing, 5 times nothing, 6 times 7. Okay, then from this list, we want to find the pair that when we add them up will equal b. So 1 plus 42 is 43, 2 plus 21 is 23. So this is going to be our set right here. Right, you wouldn't have to make this entire list. If you came up with a 23 before you finished your list, that would be fine. Okay, just sort of showing you the process that we're going through. You can make sure, right, we sort of made our little cheat sheet up here that if we had an ax squared plus bx plus c, that meant we needed them both to be positive. So we have them both as positive. So we're going to split this up into a positive 2d and a positive 21d, right? I'm picking a 2d and a 21d from this set. My 14 and my 3d squared are just going to come down. And then we'll go into factoring by grouping. So over here on the left-hand side, I have a GCF of d. Right? The only thing that will go into 3 that will also go into 2 is 1. They both have the variable. D is the smaller exponent. So when I divide that out, I'll get a 3d plus 2. My GCF will be out here in front. And I'm going to look over here. Largest number that we're going to 21. That will also go into 14. We can pull out a 7. So that will leave us with a 3d plus 2. And then I'm going to take my GCFs, right? I can add those together. And my common binomial is the second piece. Now you could have these in either order. So you could have 3d plus 2 times d plus 7. You just have to have both binomials for your answer. Okay, so let's also look at 10. Like I said, I want to consider that negative in there. So this one says 4n squared minus 8n plus 3. Okay, so we're going to multiply. A times c gives us 12. So we're going to start making our list. 1 times 12 is 12. 2 times 6 is 12. 3 times 4 is 12. Okay, then if we look up here sort of at our cheat sheet, right, this was a subtraction followed by an addition, so we're in this sort of second category, so we need both of them to be negative. And then the negative 2 and the negative 6 are what will add up to the negative 8. So I'm going to split this into a negative 2n and a negative 6n. And at this point, we can split it in half and factor by grouping. So our GCF over here will be 2n. Over here on the right-hand side, right, we have this leading number that's negative. So when we see that our GCF is 3, we also want to factor that negative out with it. So a negative divided by a negative is a positive, and a positive divided by a negative is a negative. Okay, that's going to make our binomials nicely match for us. And so then for our final answer, we'll have a 2n minus 3. Right, that comes from putting my two GCFs together. And then the common binomial of 2n minus 1.